Today I want to go over some of the most common questions I get as a property manager, also known as the frequently asked questions. So let's jump right in. I have a list here. So fees, what are your fees? No surprise there. Everyone wants to know how much renting out their property is going to cost them. So that really depends on you and your situation. Every property is unique, every owner is unique. So depending on those needs, we're going to have a plan that will suit you. Two, how much can I get? What will my property rent for? I hear this a lot. Well, Zillow says. You can't fully rely on Zillow alone. When determining the value of a home, there's a lot of factors you have to take into place. How many bedrooms, square footage, location, the finishes within the home. The time of the year is going to play a factor. So we'll conduct a comparative market analysis or a CMA, and that's going to determine the best rental rate that you want to go on the market. Our objective when pricing is to maximize value and minimize the vacancy. How is maintenance handled? Well, we have a very specific plan that we follow to ensure the maintenance is done the same way every time. So we want to make sure we're promptly responding, whether it's an emergency in the middle of the night or just your routine maintenance. So we do have a plan in place that will allow us to effectively handle any item that comes in, no matter day or night. Now, regarding maintenance, we do have a list of preferred vendors that we utilize whenever there is a maintenance call. So depending on what the issue is, we can address it. That being said, if you have a contractor that you have a previous relationship with or is familiar with the home, we are happy to send them out on your behalf as long as they do have proper licensing and insurance. People want to know what happens if the tenant doesn't pay rent. That's a great question. So we have a consistent and effective process. We notify the tenant first of their breach of lease and then find out, when we can expect their rent to come in. Simultaneously, we will begin the eviction process. There are paths you have to take to appropriately evict a tenant. So you have to file a notice, you have to go through the court system. So we will do that in order to get a court date set, get a judgment, and go through the physical eviction should that be needed. That way you can get them out. So we do have a very unique process for qualifying tenants at the beginning of this process. So that's one of the most important things is the qualification. We want to make sure that we get you that well-qualified tenant in the beginning so that you don't run into an eviction down the road. It's actually what we call the perfect tenant, which is another video of mine that you can take a look at. Lastly, people often ask, what is it that you do or what's included with the property management? A lot of people, this is their first time, so they're not really sure what all is involved in the process. So, the short answer is everything is included. So we are going to handle all the day-to-day items, as we mentioned before, the maintenance when those issues arise. We're going to pay out the owner's rent on a monthly basis. So, we're going to take those 2 a.m. phone calls so that you don't have to. You probably have a lot going on in your life. There's some important things you want to handle. So we can take this off of your plate so that you can put those other things at the forefront. So again, as always, click on the blue Get a Free Quote button and I can give you a call today to let you know how we can help.